Yes, dear students. The question was, which substance exists in all the three physical states? Exist in all the three physical states. Only one student answered till now. Others, we have 16 members in the classroom. Others are remaining silent. Okay. The answer is water. What are those three physical states? Solid, liquid, gases. And water is the only substance that exists in all the three physical states. In the form of ice, that is, you can see in the Himalayas or in the polar region, and in the form of water that you can see right around us, the form of lake, rivers, oceans, right, wells, and in the form of the gases, that is in the form of vapors, right, the form of vapors, water vapors, clouds, or in the atmosphere you have the moisture. So that is what the answer, right? So yes, ice cubes, water, and water vapor gases. So we are about to complete the chapter and still you are in doubt, you are in confusion. How many states of matter is present and which is the example that exists in all the three physical states? And the next question to you, what is sublimation? 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 Yesterday we have discussed with an example. I gave you an example for camphor and the naphthalene ball. Right? We have selected camphor and naphthalene ball as an example to understand sublimation. Right? They directly change their physical state from solid to vapor. Solid to vapor. When you burn it without having any liquid state in between, it turns to the vapor state. Naphthalene ball, without any liquid state, it goes to the vapor state. So there is no liquid state in between. Direct conversion of solid to gases is what? Sublimation. Question answered. Okay, very good. What is condensation? What is condensation? The present season is an example for the condensation. The present season is the example for the condensation. Conversion of vapor to liquid. The clouds which are in the gaseous state are condensed to liquid. Condensed to liquid. Okay, condensed to liquid. Right? And in today's class, we are going to discuss the topic that is the space present between the matter of the matter. Right? Let us take the example. We have already performed it, but let us have a glance again. Now I am going to take the water in the glass, okay, and I add salt or sugar. Salt or sugar. Now, what is going to happen to the salt and sugar when you add it in a glass of water? It is going to get dissolved. It is going to get dissolved. Now, when I add even 10 spoons of salt or sugar to the water, they are getting dissolved. And I notice that the level of the water did not increase. Right? The level of the water remains same. When we add solid to the water, the level of the water should increase. But here, the water level is remaining same. Right? The water level did not decrease, or water level is not increasing, but it remains same on adding the solid particles. Why? Now, where are the solid particles moving? Either they are settling at the bottom, nor the level of the water is not increasing, either they are not getting evaporated. Then where are these particles present? Right? In the beginning of the class, in the beginning of this chapter, we discussed that the space existence between the liquid particles. The particles in the liquid has some space. So the solid and the sugar or the solid that we are adding, the salt or the sugar that we are adding to the water will occupy the spaces that are present between the water molecules. The spaces between the water molecules. So that is the reason why the level of the water is not increasing. The level of the water is not increasing. Just recall the story that you have learned or studied in your primary classes about the thirsty crow. About a thirsty crow. What that crow did when she was thirsty? She found some water at the bottom of the pot and she started adding the pebbles, small stones, so that the level of the water increases and she drank and flew away. So this is what you have studied. Then why this crow did not drop salt or sugar in the water? If the salt and sugar was added to the water, what is going to happen? If the level of the water increases, no, the level of the water will not increase. And the thirsty crow cannot quench her thirst. Right? So here we are adding salt and sugar. Right? What is happening to the salt and sugar? They are getting dissolved in it. They are getting dissolved. But the level of the water will not increase. Why? Because they are occupying the spaces. They are occupying the spaces. Is that clear? So this is all about the activity 8. There exists a space between the particles. The existence of the space between the particles. Okay. Now, the next activity that is going to be it will dissolve in water. Exactly, it will dissolve in water. It is dissolving in water in the sense what? It is occupying the gas that is present between the water molecules. Okay, right. And in the previous class, I asked you to get an iron nail. Did you bring? Did you bring? You have an iron nail with you right now? Yeah, I see none of you are with the material. Okay, fine, no problem. So the other activity that is explaining about the force of attraction, the force of attraction that is present between the particles of a matter. Now let us understand. I am holding a chalk piece. I'm holding a chalk piece. Now, if I take a hard substance and hammer it, for example, if I take a hammer and if I hammer this chalk piece, what is its situation? What it is happening to the chalk piece? It is turning to a powder. It will turn to a powder. Now, if I give you iron nail and a hammer, I ask you to hammer it. Now, what is going to happen to the iron nail? Will it break into two halves? Right? So iron nail will not break into two halves, but you will notice that it is going to bend. It is going to bend or gets flattened. Right? Sometimes you are asked to nail to the wall. So on repeated hammering, you will notice that sometimes the nail will get bent, or else it gets flattened, but it is not going to become into two halves. Okay, of course, unless until you use any sharp tool to cut it. The force of attraction is more in the solids. The force of attraction is more in the solid. Now, for example, the next thing coming to the liquids, right? When you turn on the tap, you can see a continuous flow of water from the tap. Is it possible for you to break the stream of flow of water? For example, the tap water is flowing in this manner. I just cut it. Can you cut it permanently? Can you stop the flow of water by cutting the line of water or the stream of water that is falling down? No, it's not possible. Right? If I ask you to move your hand in the air, right? You can move our hand freely without any difficulties. Right? We can move your hand freely in the air. If I ask you to move your hand in the water, of course you can move it freely, but not that much freely like you did it in the air. And if I ask you to move your hand through this wall, is it possible? Or if I ask you to move your hand through the bench which is available, no, it's not possible, because the bench or the wall or the board is very strong enough. That is because the particles in it are tightly bonded to each other. The force of attraction in solids is huge. The particles are tightly packed. The particles are tightly packed. Whereas in the liquid, the particles are a little bit loosely packed. That is the reason why, right? That is the reason why force of attraction is also a little bit less when compared to solids. In solids, the particles are tightly packed because the force of attraction is more. Now, if I ask you to arrange all these three things, if I ask you to arrange all these three things, that is gas, liquid, solid, in the increasing order according to their force of attraction. Now, what will be your answer? Arrange gases, liquids, and solids in the increasing order of their force of attraction. Your answer, please. When solids, liquids, and gases are arranged in the increasing order of their force of attraction, what will be your answer? Arrange all these three in the increasing order according to their force of attraction. In the increasing order, I asked you to arrange in the increasing order, such. In the increasing order. Increasing order and ఏంటిది తక్కువ నుంచి ఎక్కువ. Gases do not have the force of attraction. Liquids have a force of attraction. Solids have a greater extent of force of attraction. So when all these states of matter are arranged in increasing order of their force of attraction, we get gases, liquids, and solids. Gases, liquids, and solids. Right? Gases, liquids, and solids. And also you have studied how diffusion takes place. How diffusion takes place. Diffusion takes place in the faster rate in which states of matter? Put it in the chat box. Diffusion takes place at a maximum rate or a faster rate in which physical states of a matter? In which physical states of the matter we see the diffusion is taking place to the faster rate? In which physical state? Yes, very good, Sakshi. What all others are doing? Very few are answering. We have 20 students in the classroom. Okay, gases have a great diffusion property because in gases the particles are very loosely packed. Particles are very loosely packed. Large gap is present between particle to particle. So this is making the other particles to diffuse easily in the gases. For example, in the last years, we have observed in Visakhapatnam the dangerous gas called styrene gas leaked from the industry, and that made many people to sick and few were dead. Right? How that gas is leaked and spreaded around the industry and made many people sick? That is because of diffusion. So gas diffused in gas, gas diffused in gases moves from one place to another place without any struggle, without any difficulty. That is the reason why it caused damage. And in 1984, Bhopal gas tragedy, where methyl isocyanate, MIC, methyl isocyanate gas leaked from the industry, right, and killed over 5,000 people a night, and many animals were put to death. So that is because of what? How it happened? Diffusion. Diffusion takes place in the gaseous state faster rate, at a faster rate. Right? You can see the LPG stop, the gas from the LPG stop getting leaked, and you are sitting somewhere else in the hall or outside of the house, and you will predict, or you will sense that somewhere else the gas is getting leaked, and you will get alert by turning off the regulator or opening the windows, or somehow you will allow the ventilation to get into your room, right? How you are able to smell the leakage of the LPG? That is because of the diffusion, movement of the substance from one place to another place. So this diffusion takes place at faster rate in gases. In gases, compressibility also takes place to the faster rate in gases, because particles are loosely packed. You can compress it, easily, but it is very difficult to compress solid because particles are tightly packed. You cannot compress them. Okay. So this is all about the chapter matter around us. If you have any doubts regarding this chapter, please put it in the chat box. Okay.